Hey guys, this is Frozen Things Studios here, and welcome back to another video. And welcome to my first top 10 list of the best things to come out this year. So this time we're gonna be doing we're gonna be talking about TV shows. Yeah, sure, we got some incredible things in 2022. I mean, we got some incredible movies. And probably this year was probably well, of course, I'll talk more about it in my 2022 list, but let's focus on pretty much the best thing that to come out 2022 TV shows. Yeah, sure. I mean, y'all know that I'm more of a movie fan than a TV show fan, but 2022 is pretty much the year that made me love TV shows. Yeah, I mean, I'm now obsessed with TV shows because of this year. This year just might be the best year for TV shows ever. And like I said, this year pretty much got me in love with TV shows. Some of the greatest shows of all time came out this year, and I'm not gonna do a top 10 best shows of 2022. I will be doing a top 15, yes people, top 15 favorite shows of 2022. I won't talk about them that much, even if there's some shows that I haven't really talked about. I mean, yeah, this is just a list anyway, and of course I got other things to do, so I won't take way too much time here. But this still might be long anyway, so yeah, there's a lot of shows to talk about because I just love this year for TV shows. So yeah. By the way, I'm outside right now, and yeah, the feels awkward because I'm outside and it's so quiet, and yeah. But anyway, let's get this started with three honorable mentions: The Terminal List, Paper Girls, and Zootopia Plus. Yeah, by the way, I actually declined my thoughts on Zootopia Plus. The more I think about it, I kind of overpraised Zootopia Plus. I think I might have overhyped the show a little bit. I now give Zootopia Plus a 9 out of 10, honestly. I kind of overhyped it. But anyway, talking, let's start with the list. Coming number 15 is the K-drama series All of Us Are Dead. I gotta be honest, I actually like this more than Squid Game. Yeah, Squid Game is a great show. I got that popularity, but I feel like Squid Game is a show that pretty much had a really poor finale, and but really had a pretty weak finale. I think there are better K-dramas than Squid Game. Like My Name, which I highly recommend. My Name is the best K-drama ever. Yeah, that show absolutely blew me away. And All of Us Are Dead. This show is basically a zombie survival movie. If you don't know what the show is, it's basically about kids trying to survive the zombie apocalypse in school. Like yeah, and beyond just the survival, you really get some touching moments, like some bonding time between kids, and I think that's where the show's strength lies. It's the bonding between the kids, like their relationships. You really feel them, and you really you root for them to get out of survive. And of course, well, some of them do get infected. Of course, some of them do die in the team, but you really root for them. And although my only issue with the show is that I think it does overstay its welcome. The show is like, each episode is like an hour and 15 minutes long, and 15 minutes long, and it's like 12 episodes. The finale does drag. I didn't really care for the finale that much. I think you could have ended the whole show in like episode 11, and then just had the military camp be like the the ending, like you could just make it shorter. I mean, that finale does kind of feel like filler, but you can really ignore the flow. I mean, it's not really as effective as Squid Game's finale, because Squid Game's finale is really disappointing, but yeah, I really dug the All of Us Are Dead. If you haven't seen the show yet, please watch it. Coming number 14 is The Peripheral. Yeah, this show is really underrated. Like, I know that there are people who say that this show is decent, but it's not well executed. Yeah, but to me, I really dug The Peripheral. I like the show a lot, and the show is basically a dramatic show. It's a very slow-paced show, but it's not really meant to be an action show. Yeah, I mean, Chloe Grace. This show stars Chloe Grace Moretz, who I think y'all are familiar with. Chloe Grace is probably one of my celebrity crushes. So, and I gotta say, I think this is Chloe Grace Moretz at her best. I mean, I love seeing her actually play a serious role, a very dramatic role, and she really pushes her limits of her acting, and I love it. Like, Like, she's definitely gonna get nominated for Best TV Show Actress in my Frozen Awards. And yes, by the way, if you don't know, I'm doing a TV show category because of how much I love TV shows this year. But Chloe Grace Moretz knocked that apart. But beyond that, I mean, the visuals are excellent. The visuals are really good, and I love the character development of especially like the main character. And there's some really the story is very complex and smart as well. So yeah, if you haven't seen The Peripheral yet, I definitely recommend checking it out. Coming number 13, oh boy, this might get me a lot of hate for putting this way too low on the list, and it's not even a top 10. Better Call Saul Season 6. Yeah, I think this is, both the Peripheral and All of Us Are Dead are like 9 out of 10 shows. I'll admit the Peripheral had one really bad episode that that was just not good. And there are some times when like it doesn't focus on Chloe Grace Moretz, it just drags. But yeah, Better Call Saul pretty much the first on the list that I gave a 10 out of 10. Yeah, y'all are gonna get mad at me that this show is really low on the list because many people consider this to be the best show of the year. But I mean, I love Better Call Saul, don't get me wrong. And season 6 is probably my favorite. The reason why this show is low on the list is because I just think that it's just a tad bit overrated. Even if I gave it 10 out of 10, overrated doesn't mean bad. I just think that it's not the best show of the year. It's a show that I only watched once, and I'd appreciate it for its clever writing and strong performances, but it's not really a show that I'd rewatch and obsess over. But yeah, don't get me wrong. I mean, it's not really a bad thing. I don't really have any real issues with it besides not very watchable. This is pretty much why. So I hope you guys understand and don't get mad. And professional critics are gonna hate me for this. I don't care. I mean, there's way better shows this year, and I'm sorry to. And yeah, there's actually gonna be like some shows that people hate that I'm putting them above Better Call Saul Season 6, and people are gonna get really mad. But yeah, this list is controversial, but I love TV shows, so I don't care what anyone says. Coming number 12 is The Boys Season 3. Widely considered to be the best superhero show of the year, the best comic book show of the year. Some even say it's the best comic book like product of the year, and I can totally see that. I will say that The Boys Season 3 is pretty much my favorite of the 3 seasons. I mean, it's a show that's very gory and very brutal, and I also love the heroes, and it's just really good. What sets this apart from from being in top 10 is that just like Better Call Saul, this is a show that I think I'd only watched once, but I wouldn't really watch it again because there's some really slow moments in there. But this doesn't say it's a bad thing at all. I really dug The Boys. Homelander is one of my favorite. It is in my top 5 TV show villains. I mean, I love Homelander. I said that Starfire was the Stargirl, or whatever you call her, was the best character, but Homelander, man, just what a very evil, manipulative villain. And yeah, the show's a masterpiece. It's incredible. I love all the characters, love all the heroes, and and I just love the show. Not much else to say about it. Definitely go check out The Boys, although it's too gory. Coming number 11 is Peacemaker. Yeah, that's sus, man. I really wanted to put Peacemaker in the list, in the top 10, but it just barely missed the list. But Peacemaker is still an awesome show, and I mean, it's just, first of all, I would say that Peacemaker has the best intro to the show. The do you really want to? Like, it's just so catchy, and it's probably my favorite theme song of any show, period. Like, it's so creative seeing them dance, and as a spin-off to the Suicide Squad, Peacemaker really knocks it out of the park. I love, this movie makes you really appreciate Peacemaker a lot more. The characters are absolutely, I love all the characters, and I love that the show even came out on my birthday. The show came out on my 18th birthday, and man, what a treat that DC has given me. I thought maybe this could go higher in the list. I'm actually planning to I'm planning to rewatch this show on the plane. Yeah, I actually saw it in the plane. I saw the show on the plane when I was on my way to vacation, and as I'm filming this on vacation, I'm going to rewatch this on the plane since I saw it there. I'm coming home, so I'll tell you guys my updated thoughts in the live chat though, as we're having a premiere of this. But yeah, Peacemaker is amazing either way. And yeah, not as good as Suicide Squad, but as a spin-off to it, it's well made. All right, now let's get on to the top 10. Coming number 10 is Euphoria Season 2. A show that I watched in order to make this list. Yeah, this is the show I needed. And man, this show is incredible. I'm not sure if it's better than Season 1. I have to like, think about that because Season 1's incredible. But Euphoria Season 2 is actually really impressive. As like, a second season to Euphoria. And, and yeah, I mean, this is a very dramatic show that really talks about teens and drugs and has heavy themes, and it's just incredible. Zendaya once again knocks it out of the park. Pretty much her second best performance behind the MJ from the Spider-Man films, and I really love Zendaya. She's one of the actresses that I'm passionate about. So seeing her actually get a lot of award love is just so satisfying to see, and yeah, definitely this is gonna be top 10. Definitely recommend it, but definitely watch season 1. I kind of apart, but my gut say that season 1 is better, but yeah, I think season 1 is a little better in my opinion. Not thinking about it, not as good as season 1, but still a show enough to make the top 10. Coming number 9 is Andor. Yeah, I'm shocked by how good Andor was. I mean, I was like one of those people hyped to watch Andor. I mean, everyone was telling me that, oh, and I like, why are they making an Andor show? It's so unnecessary. It doesn't even look anything like Star Wars. But I was telling people, hey, come on, this show's going to be amazing. Thankfully, these people were wrong, and this is considered to be the best Star Wars show, or at least the best one since The Mandalorian. I might think about putting this as the best Star Wars show, but I have to rewatch it because there were some slow moments that kept us away from being my favorite Star Wars show. But either way, Andor is fantastic. Like the show has really great storytelling, and I reviewed this one on my channel, by the way, so go check it out. The ones that I reviewed, I'm not gonna say much about them, but yeah, Andor is fantastic. This may go down as the best Star Wars show on rewatch, but we'll see. But love Andor. Coming number 8 is a highly underrated show for Netflix, The Woman in the House Across the Street from the Girl in the Window. I do not understand the hate for this show. Like, people say, a lot of people had this in their worst show series, and I don't get it. The show is amazing. It really, the show is basically a satire of the murder mystery, and a lot of people took it way too seriously. Like, come on, guys, it's just a satire. Like, stop making a big deal. I mean, maybe I might be biased loving the show because this show stars Kristen Bell, and I don't need to say I don't need to sing my love for her again. But this show, Kristen, it's kind of a comedy, but at the same time, it's really serious. So Kristen Bell, this is one of her most serious performances I've ever seen, and I love the mystery to it. And this movie is very unpredictable. I love this show. Really shocks you by the villain of the show is actually a 9-year-old kid, a girl, a 9-year-old little girl. Can you imagine it? And she's such a badass. In fact, I think she's actually the standout of the film, in my opinion. That 9-year-old girl, the villain, the twist villain, is actually the standout and my favorite character. She's really adorable, and the fact that you actually really shocked me. It's really I was guessing throughout who the killer is, but never when I predicted that it would actually be a little girl. So I think that twist, seeing Kristen Bell and that girl, her name is Emma, by the way, seeing them actually fight, have a showdown, and in the finale really gets my blood pumping. And I think I want to rewatch the show again. I think it's almost 1 year old anyway. So yeah, happy early first anniversary to this underrated show. Please go watch it. It's so underrated. Maybe it could go higher in the list, but I need to give it a rewatch first. Coming number 7 is The Lord of the Rings: The Rings of Power. Probably the most underrated show of the year. Either this or the last film I just mentioned. I will never understand the hate for this show. I reviewed the show back in yeah, so sorry for the noise, guys. I'm walking, but back then I was saying, yeah, I reviewed the show back when it came out, and I still hold by. I'm a huge diehard Lord of the Rings fan. I think it's better than Harry Potter, and probably my favorite fantasy franchise. As a huge diehard Middle Earth fan, this show was absolutely everything. And this is probably my favorite Prime Video show. I mean, this show has all the epicness and all the everything you want. It's a slow show, but it's Bloody Race is really show. Come on, guys, get over it. Like, and I don't like that people just hate this for being diverse. I mean, it's a fictionalized show of a fictionalized version of J.R. Tolkien's world, and it's a huge risk for it to be like completely different. And I admire this show for actually taking a lot of risks and actually and yeah and this is definitely in my top five most anticipated shows of the year. I remember I put this as like my top three most anticipated shows of the year, and it was definitely worth it. Yeah, I really love this show. And if you haven't seen Lord of the Rings of Power yet, please go watch it. It's so good. Don't listen to the haters. Like, I don't know what they're saying. And yeah, but I'm pretty much proud to be the biggest defender of this show. Yeah, also like me and like one of my Instagram friends. His name is Darren. This is his favorite show of all time, and I can totally see why. So yeah, I'm gonna give, even though Darren doesn't have a YouTube channel, he's my friend, one of my friends on Instagram, and I definitely give him a shout out for it. Coming number 6 is my most anticipated show of the year, and definitely worth the hype. Obi-Wan Kenobi. Why do so many people hate this show? I don't get it. Like, this show is so good, man. Like, I don't see the hate for it. I mean, as this was my most anticipated show of the year, and as a Revenge of the Sith fanboy, yes, it is my favorite Star Wars movie. This show was everything that I wanted to be. In fact, this and Revenge of the Sith are neck to neck to being my favorite Star Wars product. I gotta decide which one, but I mean, Obi-Wan Kenobi. I mean, it's very like I love seeing Ewan McGregor's Obi-Wan Kenobi back, and this was Obi-Wan at his best. I mean, I love the Darth Vader hit and Vader in this, and we actually get the fight between Obi-Wan Kenobi and Darth Vader. Reva is the most underrated Star Wars character. I think people just stop attacking Moses Ingram. She knocked it out of the park as Reva, and that's a really good story. And I love her. And Princess Leia is just too adorable. Probably like one of the stands of the film. And also, for I mentioned, Obi-Wan Kenobi is my favorite Star Wars character. And to see like this epic spin-off actually live up to the hype, yeah, man. Also, go check out my review of this show in my channel. Coming number 5 is Moon Knight. Moon Knight is honestly the only MCU Disney Plus show this year that I loved. Yeah, even if I named 2022 the best year for TV shows, I will admit that the MCU Disney Plus shows this year have been pretty disappointing for the most part. Miss Marvel, I still don't like Miss Marvel that much. I think it's a really underwhelming show, and really disappointing. I don't think it started on She-Hulk. She-Hulk is gets worse the more I think about it, and I think I was a little too generous to give it a 2 out of 10. I think it deserves a 1 out of 10. But Moon Knight is just amazing. Probably I mean, yeah, sure, it's not as good as WandaVision, Falcon and Winter Soldier, and especially Hawkeye, but I think it's right up there with those shows as some of the best Disney Plus MCU shows. I love, and yeah, this show is really divisive as well. This show is pretty divisive, but I don't care. This show is excellent. I mean, it's a show that's very different from your typical MCU shows, they take it the more serious and grounded way, but still has some of the MCU charm in it. Oscar Isaac knocked it out of park as Moon Knight. Probably like one of the best casting choices for the MCU, and yeah, and I think Leila is my favorite character, and yeah, I mean, we need Scarlet Scarab we need her own show, or at least give us a Moon Knight season 2, and Ethan Hawke's Arthur Harrow is actually it's actually a very intimidating villain. And one of Ethan Hawke's probably my favorite Ethan Hawke performance. Like, he's just so threatening and menacing. Yeah, he's not over the top, not too evil. That's actually really impressive for someone like him. And she's just absolutely intense. I love how darkest he gets. Yeah, this is one of the darker MCU projects. Even if it's not as dark as I expected, as the trailer suggests. Yes, I will say I prefer the trailer, but when you have scenes like the asylum and all that stuff. Yeah, this show really gets dark, and yeah, Moon Knight's amazing. Unfortunately, I only watched the show once. I definitely need to watch it a second time before its 1 year anniversary. So yeah, Moon Knight just absolutely like lives up to the hype. Okay, yeah. Coming number four is House of the Dragon. Yeah, House of the Dragon, man. Where do I even get started with this? First of all, I love Game of Thrones, but and I don't hate the Game of Thrones finale as much as others do, but it's still a very underwhelming finale that could have been better. But I'm not really a hater fan. There's some really stuff to like about it, but when it comes to House of the Dragon and Game of Thrones prequel, I was actually not excited for this. Yeah, I was not excited for a Game of Thrones prequel. But man, this show absolutely rocks, man. Like, this might be not just the most surprising show of the year, but probably the most surprising piece of media I've ever seen. Like, I mean, a prequel to a show that that had a very controversial ending that actually managed to blow my expectations away and actually managed to be better than Game of Thrones. Yes, people, I'm gonna say it now. I actually prefer this over Game of Thrones. Don't hate me for this, but I don't care. This show rules. It absolutely brings back what we love about Game of Thrones and actually managed to make it even better. I think this has even better characters. Like Matt Smith as the villain and so, like Rhaenyra, or I don't know how you pronounce it, but I mean Targaryen. Yeah, this show is pretty much about the Targaryens, which is probably another reason why this sounds like a bad idea. But you got an incredible performance by Millie Alcock. I mean, yes, I love MIDRC. I love MIDRC, but it's Millie Alcock who blew this the role of the lead out of the way. Yeah, there's pretty much two versions of the lead character, and like the young one, yeah, and Millie Alcock and MIDRC. Millie Alcock, man, like I mean, she has Millie Alcock has become one of one of my new celebrity crushes, like top 10 celebrity crushes. And man, she's really stunning as Rhaenyra. And this show really has a lot of action, like as well. It's just as brutal as Game of Thrones, and yeah. So, and yeah, I really commend the show for actually honoring Game of Thrones and even surpassing it. This is my favorite HBO show of all time, but I think that The Last of Us could dethrone this. Let's see. Coming number three is Wednesday. Okay, well, when it comes to the top three, these are pretty much the best of the best. Like, these are some of my favorite shows of all time. Like, and Wednesday is actually my fifth favorite show of all time. Yeah, these three shows literally solidify why I love shows in 2022. And we're just getting started with the best one. Wednesday, like, I was hyped for Wednesday. It was actually I actually named it my most anticipated show of the fall season. Like, after Stranger Things Season 4 Volume 2, I named it my most anticipated. But never in a million years would I predicted that this show would actually be an absolute incredible perfection masterpiece. In fact, this show is taught to death. Like, everyone talks about this show. And this show literally made people love Jenna Ortega. Like, Jenna Ortega is like getting so much fans now because of this, and I'm proud. Yeah, even though I think Scream 5 is my introduction to Jenna Ortega, I mean, I'm glad that she's finally getting the recognition she deserves. And this show made me love Jenna Ortega a lot more, especially with her incredible, outstanding performance as Wednesday Addams. And not only that, but this show is very unpredictable. Like, when I saw the trailer, I thought that this is gonna be a show about Wednesday being a villain, being the antagonist, like an anti-hero, like a Joker or Cruella type of storyline where we see like Wednesday as a serial killer and stuff. Like, but no, this is basically a mystery show, and I'm not really like Addams Family obsessed. Like, I'm not really like I don't really have like a deep obsession with the Addams Family, but what Wednesday managed to do is that it actually blew expectations out of the water. This show is basically Harry Potter meets Stranger Things, and and it's just so unpredictable. Like it just really blew me away. I did a review of this, so I don't want to talk about this much. But for Wednesday to actually make my top five favorite shows of all time, like it's a risk, especially when I'm not obsessed with the Addams Family. But this blows the everything anything Addams Family out of the water, and a lot of people like haven't seen this, and I feel like it's unfair that some people saw the Addams Family animated films, especially when you all know how much I despise the Addams Family films, but it's kind of unfair that people saw the anime films, yet they didn't see this one. Or is it because, oh, it's too dark? It looks too dark and too like adulty. Yeah, please don't be nerds, and definitely watch this. Okay, coming number two is Cobra Kai season 5. Yeah, um, I know that I've been obsessing about Cobra Kai lately, and I've been obsessing about Cobra Kai lately, and I haven't used a lot of Cobra Kai clips on my channel, if you notice. But there's a good reason for that. Cobra Kai is actually my second favorite show of all time, and you all know what number one is. But yeah, let's talk about Cobra Kai season 5. Season 5 is without a doubt the best season of Cobra Kai. No other seasons of Cobra Kai come close to this one, and I'm happy to have this as my second favorite show. Karate is my favorite sport, and this show really relates to me. Like, it's so relatable, not only by the karate aspects, but by pretty much everything in general. Yeah. And this show pretty much now takes characters and makes them, no, makes our main characters team up to defeat the bad guy. Terry Silver is the best TV show villain. He is just everything you need from a villain of war. But he's not even the best character. I mean, Sam, Devon, and Tori. Like, these three are the definitive Cobra Kai characters for me. Like, Devon was probably the real standout of this season for me, as you know. And I think this show like really works so well on character development and character arcs. I've never seen any show with character development, like any story with character development, as strong as this one. And for like Cobra Kai has been very cheesy lately, but this one really takes itself very seriously, and there's like a lot more gore to it, and it's very mature as well. So I talked about Cobra Kai already. I did a long a nice video explaining why this is this is my favorite season of Cobra Kai. But yeah, Cobra Kai season 5 number 2. And my number one favorite show of 2022 is Stranger Things season 4. Come on, it had to be number 1. Yeah, Cobra Kai would have had a chance of being the best show of the year if it wasn't for Stranger Things. Cobra Kai was technically the best show of last year when it had season 3 and 4, but sorry Cobra Kai season 5, but Stranger Things season 4, absolutely. You all know by now that Stranger Things is my favorite show of all time, and season 4 is by far and away the best season of the show. This show really changed my life, and it just like Frozen 2, this show made me the person that I am today, and I cannot stop watching the hell out of this. And I don't even know if my review even aged well, because I didn't really call this the best show ever, like when I reviewed it, and but the more I watch it, the more it actually becomes my favorite, and it's just so good. It's everything. Like, this show is everything, and it's just perfect. And I don't just say anything else. I need to go as far. I'll just say I think Max might be the best character ever. Like, maybe next to Anna and Elsa, but Max is just perfect. Yeah, Max is just well, I don't want to say it, but yeah, I can sing this show's praises all day long. Stranger Things season 4 is not only the best show of the year, but the best thing to come out of 2022. Even though Avatar: The Way of Water is my favorite show of the year, Stranger Things season 4 and Cobra Kai 5, I actually do prefer them over Avatar: The Way of Water. But even with that said, Stranger Things season 4 is pretty much the best thing to come out this year, and without question, yeah, my favorite show of all time, my favorite season of a show, period, and the number one greatest show of 2022. Man, so that's all talking about my favorite shows of the year. And that was a lot of fun. Yeah, I didn't really want this to be a long... I didn't want to make this long, but sorry, I couldn't help it, because I just love these shows so much. And yeah, I think I should have saw this coming. I should have, like, yeah, it was a long video, but yeah, it was definitely worth it. So yeah, that's all for my video. That's all for my top 15 best shows of 2022 list. what are your favorite shows of 2022? Or do you agree with me that Stranger Things Season 4 is the best show of the year and the best show of all time? Please comment down below, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and stay tuned for more end of the year videos to come. Bye guys.